Hi everybody, welcome to our TNT on a beautiful Saturday morning. Well, I think it's beautiful at the moment. We've got sunshine, a little bit of cloud around, plenty of wind, and I'm talking about Phuket, by the way. I don't know what it's like in the rest of Thailand, although we will be checking the entire weather scope a little bit later, amongst other things, as we try and give you a little bit of a glimpse of what's happening in Thailand at the moment, and also provide an opportunity for everybody to ask questions. I'm sure we're going to have plenty of comments about this new shirt. I bought 3 new shirts this week, and I thought, oh, to hell with it, I'm going to go for the crazy shirts again. So indeed I have. But wherever you are this morning, great to have you with us, and thank you for joining us on our live YouTube stream. It's sort of just you and me and one of these. What have you got in your cup or glass? So wherever you are in the world, it's really great to have you with us this morning. I've got Rock Trip on This from Ottawa, Canada. I've got Daryl McGee with Frank. That's Frank. Met my wife there in Ban Chang. And I've got lots of questions I'll try and get through. And Hans Schellenberg, of course, great to have you as always. Mango Sticky Rice says, Swaddy Cup, kind of crazy weather today here in Phuket. Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit of everything. Bit of wind, a bit of sunshine, and a bit of rain later. All dry here in Laos, says Nicholas. And we've got a question there from Mango Sticky Rice. I'll try and get back to that. Good morning from Kuala Lumpur. We've got Brett in Vancouver Island. Hua Hin, we've got Tor Pedersen. Hello, welcome to you. And I don't want to miss anybody, but Daryl McGee, Brisbane in Australia. So all around the country, the world. Antoine asks an interesting question. I did want to address this because of some of the comments in the comments section. Antoine says, do you notice many Russian businesses on Phuket, and do they affect local businesses? Now, this pretty much comes from a headline during the week that was from an Al Jazeera article. It was also republished. I think the Daily Beast did it, and a few others did their own versions of the story, that Russians were taking jobs away from Thais. And yes, that is happening, and I understand it was a bit of a dramatic sort of headline. We've got Alan James from Old Korat up there in Nakhon Ratchasima. Sorry, it's very hard to concentrate on everything and try and put clever words together. But what's happening here in Phuket? Yes, there are more Russians here than there were in the past. Now, we've had sort of waves of different nationalities coming through here from time to time over the past 30 and 40 years. I mean, Phuket only really picked up from a tourism point of view during the 1980s. And people keep on saying, oh, it was better back in those days, and you could do what you liked, and there were sort of just little beach bars, and you could put your feet in the sand and have a pad thai. Well, those days are sort of gone, and the island is morphing into more of an urban island. It's not quite the tropical paradise it was, but there's a lot more to do. There's a lot more hotel options. I mean, the beaches are still there. They're largely unchanged from years ago. Pretty much. Of course, there's more development, but that's what you'd expect. But at the moment, we've had Australians coming through. We've had the Europeans, the snow droppers, the snow something or others. Can't remember what they're called now, the nickname, but they come here during their winter. But this is from like Northern Europe. We've had plenty of Americans travelling through here from time to time. The UK, we had a lot of Brits travelling through here at one stage. So at the moment, we've got plenty of Russians. And of course, that coincides with what's happening between Russia and Ukraine at the moment. We understand that. So this is a bit of a blip on the radar. Now, I don't go to Bangla Road. I haven't been there for the past couple of months. But if you go to like the entertainment centres, you are going to see a focus of more of these, both Russian tourists and Russian people who are sometimes legally, sometimes illegally trying to make a buck. You also see it around just going to a shopping centre where you see Russian people buying frying pans and pillows. They're setting up home. Now, if they've got a legal visa, they're well entitled to do so, along with anybody else that wants to come to Phuket and say settle down. But if you're going to work here, you're going to need an appropriate visa and you're going to need a work permit. Do all these people have work permits? I don't know. I mean, I don't know how they operate a business and think that they're not going to be caught by the police or the immigration officers if they don't. But yes, there are plenty of Russian people around here at the moment. There's certainly a lot more traffic around the island. I mean, the last 3 months, the traffic has really built up to a stage where, I am moving off the island. Got nothing to do with the Russian people here, but because of a business opportunity. I'll speak about that in a moment. And I'll be very glad to see the end of this really huge build-up of traffic on some of the main roads. I mean, I live very close to Tepkasatri Road, which is the main north-south arterial, and it's just got crazy. But let's thank you, Antoine, for that. Hopefully that's explained. I mean, it's not visually that obvious. If you're looking for it, you're going to see it. If you've got something against Russian people, you're going to see it because you're looking for it. But on a day-to-day basis, I don't see it as any worse now as far as any foreigners coming onto the island than it has been in the past. Just so happens at the moment, many of them are from Russia. Now, let's go to the fire that happened yesterday and get a bit of an update on that. And this is from thepattayanews.com. And the Banglamung District Chief inspects Pattaya Floating Market after fire. And Mr. Fit revealed to the Pattaya News that flames had destroyed the central zone of the market, resulting in damage to over 70 shops. So it certainly wasn't the entire part of the Pattaya market. We'll see that with some some drone shots in a moment. And the heaviest damage occurred in the northern zone of the 4 zoned markets. This area primarily consisted of artisan shops, food stalls, and traditional massage what? Parlours. Oh dear. And hundreds of they couldn't retrieve their goods in time due to the incident occurring after the market's closing hours, the time that they went home after finishing their work. Now, Mr. Fit said the total damages, the cost of those damages, are expected to be no less than 50 to 60 million baht. As for the reopening of the market, preliminary reports indicate that certain shops may be temporarily relocated to unaffected zones. We also notice further down there that Legend Siam, which is a similar sort of tourist attraction, is allowing the affected merchants to set up booths at their venue for free for up to 3 months. So some goodwill shown there by another tourist attraction. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I've got to attend to notes coming up on my screen. Let's go to some video footage. I'm sure I recorded that video footage. Here it is. This is from a TikTok video, and this follows the fire yesterday. We can see just after the entrance that first zone around the big pond completely destroyed. Obviously, most of it was timber and sort of thatch roofing. But we can see as we move forward, other parts of the floating market are still okay. So it's just that, not quite the opening, but just after you go through the opening, that area was affected. This now looking back towards the opening in Sukhumvit Road, we can see the affected area there. But the entrance area and that sort of early promenade is still okay. The Pattaya Floating Market, there's a shot of the area that was burnt out. So I'm not exactly sure which TikTok user that was. Let's see if we can see the name. Whoop, once again, I'll see. Oh, where is he? Just trying to check. Royce Tung. So thank you very much to Royce Tung for that quite amazing footage at the Pattaya Floating Market. So that's what's happening. Let's go to some of the quick early comments. And we also had comments from before. Yesterday, people were sending in some questions and some topics, so I'll get to those. A lot to attend to during the hour. Scott D. Good morning, Scott. Welcome to you. Thank you for joining us. Says, if the new government ends conscription, this is the army conscription, Should I pursue my 9-year-old American son to earn Thai citizenship and become a dual citizen? Could eventually own land. Well, there you go. I think if your son was registered as a Thai citizen, which he's well entitled to do so, then he would have to do conscription under the current laws. Conscription is currently, it's not for all males. It's done on a lottery system. I think it's lower than 10% of Thai males are in the conscription ballot each year. So when you draw your ballot, I think it's red balls and black balls, you've got a strong chance of not being conscripted. But it's a lottery. So that hasn't been decided, but the government has said that they're going to move away from conscription to voluntary enlistment into the Thai Defence Services. I think that's going to happen. Will it sort of be phased out over a couple of years? Certainly by the time your 9-year-old reaches the age of 21, which I think is the age of conscription, or when they have to go into the ballot, I'm pretty sure that conscription's going to be removed here in Thailand. My suggestion is to perhaps wait 3 or 4 months to see what happens with that particular project as it goes through the Thai Parliament, Scott. So just wait. Your 9-year-old's got a few more years, but I would say continue with any paperwork that you're doing to perhaps get a passport, but don't put it in until we know firmly exactly what's going to be happening with conscription in Thailand. Thank you for watching, and thank you for the question. And Mike Rodriguez says, hello, Tim. The condo market in Bangkok seems to be doing well, but what about the rest of Thailand? Are Pattaya, Chiang Mai and Phuket booming? I can only speak with confidence about the Phuket market for condos, and there was a glut in the market of spare condos after 2019 or 2020 when we started the COVID pandemic. A lot of that slack's been taken up and a lot of the prices have really gone up. Some rental prices in some areas have also gone up considerably, but there's been a lot of slack. So if you've been selling condos in Phuket, yes, you're doing pretty well at the moment. There's been a lot of sales and the real estate's booming here. Not so sure about Pattaya and Chiang Mai, but my tip is that they're probably doing fairly well at the moment as well. Also got plenty of Chinese people coming to Thailand at the moment and looking to buy property as well. What other questions do we have just sort of sticking out here? I missed that one. Not easy to control this. I've actually been thinking of doing the program daily live, but I couldn't really do it without somebody to help me because the comment section is very distracting as you're trying to deliver the news. Happy to do it once a week, but the concentration obviously is on the conversation, not so much on the news. From Nacho Daddy. Question, wouldn't it be much cheaper for the Thai government to simplify and take away the monopoly Bangkok Air has on Koh Samui than build a bridge to increase tourism? Well, it's not really up to the Thai government to take away the monopoly. Bangkok Airways, they bought the land and they developed the airport, and they basically own the rights for people to use that airport. And so obviously that's their planes. If you want to get a ticket from Bangkok to Koh Samui or the other way, it's around about, compared to other airfares, 3 or 4 times as much. I mean, hideously expensive. You could fly Bangkok to Phuket 4 times for the cost of a Bangkok Airway ticket to Koh Samui. It's been a problem on the island for many years. The island are putting a bridge across from Suratani, either from Don Sak or a little bit further south. It would allow people to freely travel to Koh Samui, a big project, I mean a major piece of infrastructure, and I'm pretty sure it would be done well. It's not fully decided yet. They're going through the environmental impact studies, going around trying with a begging bowl, trying to get some money for it. But I think it would be a boon to Koh Samui. The other option is the government could find some land and build a Airports of Thailand airport, and compete with Bangkok Air. But I imagine there's been a little bit of encouragement for that not to happen. I don't know. But certainly Bangkok Airways, they own that airport privately, so it's not as if the government can just take it away from them. Okay, let's go to some more questions. By the way, great to have you with us on what is a beautiful day here in Phuket. When in Canada, I always watch your gig after the fact. This is my first time live, says Mikhail Sa. Thank you very much for watching. Find your stuff relevant and informative. Thank you, I do my best. Hello, Tim. Question, says Piotr G. But the question hasn't quite come through yet, so we wait for that with bated breath. Ingvar Berg reminds me that Pattaya has lots of free condos. So thank you very much for that. I think there has generally been a glut of empty condos around Thailand, and they're still pretty well priced, I think. Farang Down Under, any local news, Tim, about the gunman? I said Canman, apparently it's pronounced Kanman or something, that shot the police officer. He's turned himself in. He's surrendered to police but denied the charges. So that's the latest on that village leader, who apparently I can't pronounce the title. So thank you very much, Farang Down Under. Yes, he has surrendered and denied the charges. Okay, so I'm going to go to another topic now. I've got a few things. I was also going to look around to see which media, because, I mean, I'm sure that you watch other media and consume other publishers. We might do that now. So every month, it's sort of a bit of a report card that comes out. It's SimilarWeb. And what SimilarWeb does, the question came through. No, it hasn't yet. Pia, when are you going to take Steve, with an E, to your trip? To your trip. I don't understand the question, Piotr G. Have another go. And Steve and I do our program for an hour each week. It's not as if we spend a lot of time together during the week. We happily catch up and say hello, and I check out his turtle. But no, it's not as if we spend a lot of time together. Okay, I love your current program schedule, 5 days, 1 day, one grumpy. Thank you, GTV. So we're going to check SimilarWeb. What SimilarWeb does is it gives an average of how a website's doing, any website in the world. And its tools have become quite well developed, and if not exactly accurate, it is very good at showing trends. So, for example, we can check here on SimilarWeb. We're going to check the Bangkok Post, and we can see that their ranking is going down. So they're actually there's other websites doing better than them at the moment. But we go down to their actual traffic, and we can see in August they got total visits of about 3.9 million. Last month it was around about 3.9 million again, and 3.8 million the month before. So if you want to know how a particular website's going, just tell me. We'll type it in. How do I put another one in? I type that. So let's put in Thai PBS World. Thai PBS World, and let's see how they're going with their traffic this month. So this is Thai PBS World, which is run by the Thai government. It's like sort of NPR in the United States. I'm trying to think. No, it's not. It's owned by the government, so it's like Voice of America, or in Australia like the ABC, or in Britain it'd be like the BBC. This is Thai PBS World, which is run by the government, often without fear or favour with some of their coverage. And let's see how they've done over the past month. So we scroll down, and we can see Thai PBS World, and it's actually comparing it there to The Nation in orange, but they've dropped in traffic between July and August. And last month they got some 329,000 views, comparing to Nation Thailand, and they're trending up. And Nation Thailand got 812,000. We can see Nation Thailand gone from 546,000 views back in June up to August. So Nation Thailand doing well, and the Thai PBS not doing so well. So if you'd like to know the traffic of any particular publisher or your favourite publisher, let's go to the Pattaya News, who we quote often. So we'll type in the Pattaya, here we go, the Pattaya, so the PattayaNews.com. And good morning to Adam, the publisher there, the editor. And we can see that their ranking has gone down over the past month, quite a lot. But we can also see their traffic, and it's comparing the traffic of the Pattaya News to the Pattaya Mail in orange. But the Pattaya News dropped from 585,000 views down to 378,000 views. And the Pattaya Mail also dropped with its traffic between July and August as well. So yeah, just gives quite a good indication as to how different media are trending, whether their views are going up or going down. So if you want to find out how your favourite publisher is going, you can go to similarweb.com or just ask me and I'll check that. We'll was also going to check the weather around Thailand today, see where it's a little bit rough. And we can see that up around northern and northeastern Thailand, it seems to be where the worst weather is at the moment, with some storms and some rain. Certainly there in the central part of around Khon Kaen, looks like there are some thunderstorms. And this is the last hour, so this is from Venture Sky, showing the weather. And we've also got a bit of moist air around Phang and Phuket, just north of Phuket. That's Phuket right down there, that little island. And also Cambodia's getting hit there. We've got quite moist air from the Gulf of Thailand heading into Cambodia. So beaches like Sihanoukville would be getting a bit of a wetting. Also down there in southern Thailand and the northern part of Malaysia, looks like there's some thunderstorms coming through. But generally, if you look at the where the wind's coming from, you can see the southwest monsoon pretty much in full flow at this time, making its way across Thailand and up into the Asian continent. So that's from ventusky.com. Let's go to more of your comments, because at the end of the day, this program is all about you, and I really appreciate you dropping in at this time. Do you think the 90-day visa is coming soon? This is from Rocketman. Good morning to you. So yes, the government have been proposing some changes to the tourist visas specifically into Thailand, and they've openly said that from October the 1st they want to remove the visa on arrival for Chinese and Indian tourists. Currently they have 15-day visa on arrival, and so the idea being that they would be visa-free like 68 other countries around the world, including the UK, America, most European countries, Australia, New Zealand, Canada. So all those countries get a visa waiver. So they're suggesting that the Chinese and the Indian passengers would also get a visa waiver. The length of time they'd be able to stay in Thailand, would it be 15 days or 30 days? That hasn't been announced yet. There has been nothing official, although it appears some media are saying, well, it's pretty much a fait accompli. Now, at the same time, will they increase the visa waiver for those 68 countries from 30 days to 60 days or 90 days? They had it at 45 days for 6 months, increasing it from 30 to 45 days. Nothing's been announced officially. They're still talking about it. Obviously, the government's hit the ground running and trying to do many, many things at the moment to try and show that they're on the ball and acting quickly to make some changes. But nothing has been firmly decided for the visa waiver to increase it from 30 to 45, 60 or 90 days at the moment. So, sorry, I can't give you a firm answer on that. Do I think it's going to happen? Yes, I do think there will be not only some sort of visa waiver for the Indian and the Chinese passengers, October the 1st might be the date, but I think they'll also modify the tourist visas for other people as well. Now, there has been some changes mooted for some of the long stay visas, but again, nothing firm has been announced at this time. But I think you could all pretty much predict, just smelling the, I don't know what, excuse me, God. Smelling the vapours around the immigration officers and what they've been saying and the police, I think there are going to be some changes, probably mild changes to some of the long stay visas. Most of it, we predict, will be grandfathered. In other words, if you are on a current visa and you maintain that visa, that you'll probably be able to remain on that visa, but for future applicants, it could be changed in the future. That's about the best I can do as far as predictions are concerned. Black mold in your throat. Well, it's just one of those. This time of the year, I'm always a bit this time of the day, but it's nothing too bad. Heavy rain in Singapore, says Andrew Chin. Thank you very much, Andrew, for that report, and welcome to you. And Scott D, again, thank you very much for your ongoing generosity and your support. Always happy to address your questions and do my best to provide good answers, but appreciate your support today, Scott. And thank you, and hello to the rest of your family as well. Jim Canelo says, I don't understand all this talk about changing the visa status for Chinese. $50 is not going to keep a wealthy Chinese person from coming to Thailand. The economy is cratering there. That's the reason. The Chinese and the Indians have been providing pretty much the highest number of tourists over the last year, apart from Russian people, but Russian people already get a visa waiver. So they're just trying to make it easier for the common, everyday Chinese traveller to just give them a little bit of encouragement. So the visa, it's not so much the cost of the visa, it's the complexity. It's just the paperwork, you know what Thai paperwork's like. So getting rid of that complexity, just allowing them to jump on a plane and arrive and get a stamp in their passport, like 68 other countries, I think would encourage some more Chinese tourism. Yes, they have some problems with their economy. There's plenty of problems with many economies around the world at the moment. You should make Steve Ross the weather guy. Why? Really? Why? I don't think Steve's got any interest in being... Steve's got his own stuff to do. I'm sure he's got no interest in doing stuff with me. By the way, we've got Grumpy Old Men tomorrow. So, Brett Border, thank you very much. Just a wee bit of support. Thank you, Brett. The coffee's on you. I appreciate your support, Brett. And you're in Canada, it seems. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate that support. Very kind of you. Nicholas says, while in Vietnam last month, I saw and met with a lot of Chinese in the hotel I was staying at. So look, there's plenty of Chinese still travelling, just not as many as in the past. And when they're here in Thailand, they're big spenders. Now, I know a lot of you say, oh, they only spend it in Chinese businesses and all the money goes back to China. Well, that's just a popular meme. It's not really true. And a lot of those $0 businesses are now gone. Yeah, there's still a few of them and people love to, oh, there's a $0 business. Well, anytime you see a Chinese tour bus, don't just assume that they're here on $0 tours. There's plenty of Chinese spending a lot of money these days, and as we've shown in the past, most of them are FITs, just like people from most other countries, free and independent travellers doing their own bookings of accommodation, eating where they want, going on the tours that they want. I mean, that's the truth. That's what's happening. So any problems you have got with Chinese coming to Thailand along with everybody else, just get rid of that, because they're as entitled to come here as you are or any other country. As long as they do things legally, as long as they behave themselves while they're here, then they're well entitled to do so. Yeah, there are some Chinese who behave badly here, but as we've reported over the last year, there's plenty of other people that behave badly while they're here in Thailand as well. Daryl McGee, thank you very much. Daryl, thank you very much from Australia, and it's great to have you with us today. Appreciate your support, along with Gootsy Jack for cough drops. So thank you very much. Well, I'm not sure where you're from, Gootsy Jack, but from the US somewhere, one of those 50 states, for some cough drops. Yeah, I'll be fine. Just when you talk for an hour, eventually your throat's going to pack up at some stage. I had another question. Will you be moving to Turtle Beach? Well, yes, indeed, I am moving to Turtle Beach. Now, I've put a link in the description today. I've actually, we've launched the Airbnb page. Sort of. So I put a link to that in the description of this video. It takes you to our Facebook page for Beach House Thailand. And we've got the first beach house available for Airbnb rental. It's called Bonneville. And Bonneville, if you remember that, I used to have the picture behind me of the bluebird, the Donald Campbell bluebird, a painting by Jack Vetriano. Well, that was at the Bonneville Flats. And when you walk in the door at Bonneville, I should bring it up on Airbnb, shouldn't I? I don't even know if I've got that app on my machine here. I don't have it on this particular machine. How lazy of me. Maybe I can go to Facebook. Pardon me while I just fluff around at the moment. And I'm going to type in Beach House Thailand. There's a link in the description anyway if you want to see it. Hopefully it takes me. Here it goes. So this is the page for Beach House Thailand. And yeah, if we go to the Airbnb page, hope this works well, may not. Here we go. This is the listing, Bonneville at Turtle Beach. So a few photos there. I can take you on a bit of a tour. And there we go. Just make that a little bit larger so people can see. That's the living room. And there we are. That's the painting I was talking about, Bonneville, painted by Jack Vetriano, and that features at the house when you walk in the door. And the kitchen, by the way, this used to be an old fisherman cottage. There's been quite a lot of renovation done. I mean, it's still pretty raw, but we've made it nice and comfortable and luxurious for you. But the kitchen all fitted out. Can't really make those any bigger. Anyway, we'll just have to flip through these, and you can look out to the backyard. And one of two bedrooms. Bedrooms are about 3.5 metres square, and there's part of that Bonneville picture there as well. So sort of features around the beach house, otherwise sort of nautically themed, a lot of rattan furniture, blues, natural surfaces. We even got a home office. Oh, I'm not showing the pictures, sorry. That was the other bedroom. There you go, there's the bedroom with the painting, and yes, you got your own home office there. And we've got high-speed internet, high enough speed for me to do my program every day, so it'll be fast enough for you as well. So a little home office, plus we've got a dining setting for four. I've got another 2 chairs you can add to that. Rather peculiar design. It's got these really wide corridors, around about 3 metres wide. So I thought, well, where am I going to put a dining area? Where am I going to put an office? So I put them actually in the corridor, just to try and put as many features as I could. Mikhail asked the question, hard or soft mattress? Well, actually, one of the mattresses is a little bit firmer and the other one is a bit softer. We've also got hard and soft pillows. We've got a pillow butler, so you can choose the pillows that are most comfortable for you, and you can change them during your stay if you like. And prices for the Airbnb is a bit steep for the location. However, I understand some perks like a concierge service. Yeah, look, that's a fair comment, Brett. The price, it's around about the rack price is about 3,000 baht per night, but it will sleep 5 people. Not just per person, that's for 5 people. You're renting an entire home, and it's got a full concierge service. If you stay more than 3 days, there's a pickup at the airport. So there's quite a lot of services thrown in there, and you are opposite the beach. And we've also got little kits we can wheel out to set you up on the beach for the day. We've got some beach chairs so you can sit and watch the sunset. We've got some champagne. I'm allowed to say champagne. Bubbly. Sparkling wine. Or something non-alcoholic if you want to sit there and enjoy a beautiful sunset. Yes, at Turtle Beach we turn on a beautiful sunset every single night of the year. Just for you. I don't think it's expensive at all. If you go to Phuket and you rent a beach house, you're going to be paying 20 or 30,000 baht per night, or even just a bit further down the coast in Phang you go to Natai Beach, 10, 20, 30,000 baht a night for a beach house. This is 140 square metres. It's not just a little sort of 30 square metre hotel, 16 square metre hotel room. And what else we got? There's a nice little back. We've got an area at the back of the house looking out onto the garden. So another sitting area. And what else have we got? The bathroom. The bathroom's bigger than the bedrooms. Just amazing design. So the bathroom with one big shower. And you've got hot water in there as well. And then another shot of one of the bedrooms. And the view. That's basically the view when you look out from the beach house towards the grassed area over the road onto the beach. So you're about 60 metres from the beach. So there you go. Key J, nice looking beach house there, Tim. So thank you very much. Any other photos? Oh, there's an actual photo of the Tai Muang Beach, which we've renamed Turtle Beach. So long stretch of beach. And that photo was actually taken yesterday. So the waves were not very high. When the waves kick in, though, you don't want to be entering the water there. The waters along that stretch of beach, pretty much from Mai Khao in Phuket up to Khao Lak, they can be pretty treacherous at this time of the year with a nasty shore break. Nicholas says, my friend in Bali charges $300 per night for a villa. And Kevin says, hope to see either 60 or 90-day visas approved soon. Yeah, look, we just don't know at the moment. But if I hear a whiff of something happening, I'll make sure I mention it. Don Moisen says, has anyone done their O non-immigrant visa using verifying pension income with immigration? I gave up after fighting with Bangkok Bank. 5 days processing and 800 baht bank fees. Yeah, look, getting anything out of these banks can be a little bit tiresome. I would, for your first visa, this is only my opinion, I usually recommend getting an agent to help you because they can, it's not just a matter of them being corrupt. And good morning to Clive. I'm sorry I had to block you for one of your awful racist comments during the week, but I know this is a favourite topic of yours. Because just negotiating as a newbie with banks and embassies and stuff, it can be quite daunting. So I recommend, although you can do it yourself, maybe using an agent for your first visa. Then you can renew it yourself or get the agent to renew it if you choose. But for a newbie, it can be a little bit daunting if you have a lot of paperwork to collect. Don't let the drunken youth of the day, British tourists, wreck the place. Don't let the drunken youth of the day, British tourists. I don't quite understand that. Scott D says, looks awesome. Congratulations and best wishes for a tremendous success. Yeah, if you want to see more of those photos, there's a link in the description of this video. Now, while you're on the Facebook page, can you like the Facebook page for Beach House Thailand? There will be another one added to that Airbnb list in the next few months. And it's just a slightly different design, but same, but different. Again, it's very close to the beach. You're about 50, 60 metres from the sand, and you're on the same road at Tai Muang Beach. About 20 minutes north of Phuket, and about a 30-35 minute trip from the airport. And if you stay more than 3 days, you'll get picked up probably in the pale blue Mercedes. We sort of got a bit Love the bathrooms. Bathroom, there's not bathrooms. There's only one bathroom in each beach house. A guaranteed no building on the grass area between the houses and the beach. Guaranteed. This is all, you'd call it, what's the word? Sort of government land. You cannot build between the road and the beach. You cannot put anything up there, any permanent structures. So it's never going to be built out. You can guarantee that. Reg says he found it on Airbnb. Thank you, Reg. Okay, what else are we seeing? Don't get me wrong, I'll be there, but I was only considering the shrimp drying times and the unfavourable swimming conditions. Brett, fair comment. Yes, this month and next month, they will occasionally dry shrimp. Now, I was told that it was going to be starting in September. They haven't been out one day yet, but I suppose they've got to wait for the shrimp to do their thing and travel up and down the coast before the fishermen will head out. But I'm going to have some sort of rebate. So if they are drying shrimp right out the front of the house and it gets a bit smelly, we'll have some sort of compensation. But it's a bit hard to predict. But over the next couple of months, I'll be able to see what they're doing with that shrimp drying, how often they do it, how they do it, which way the wind's blowing. And it may be that we'll close down the beach houses for a month each year. I don't know. But I appreciate, Brett, you weren't trolling or anything. It was a fair comment. Well done. Forget a bunch of people work remotely. For me, 90 days is quite ideal. Good look, Tim. Is it fully air-conditioned? Bruce Edwards from Brisbane in Australia, who knows what heat's all about up there in Brizzy. The 2 bedrooms are air-conditioned. Also, the front room is air-conditioned. But the front room opens to the rest of the house, so it's really just going to be blowing air on you whilst you're in that particular area. So we're doing our best to keep you comfortable. There are 5 floor fans in the property, so there are plenty of opportunities. Also, the best thing you can do is just open up that front door, open up the back door, and let nature keep you cool with some natural breezes. But we do have an air conditioner in the living area and 1 air conditioner in each of the bedrooms. So we understand some people do enjoy their air conditioning. 3,000 baht is a good price for Phuket. It's not Phuket, it's Phang. It's a very overpriced island. Your accommodation looks great, says Andy Smith. It's about 20 minutes north of the Saracen Bridge, and I feel great. Every day I reach the Saracen Bridge, it's just a clean drive all the way through Kok Kloi and then down to Tai Muang. I love the drive and I'll enjoy it every single day. I pick somebody up at the airport and take them happily to enjoy their experience there. I've also put a guidebook on the Airbnb page. I haven't seen what it looks like online, but I've put places to go. There are great things to do there, and also some places to eat, including one restaurant that's in the Michelin Guide for Phang, and a very popular place that we do frequent. Great Thai food at a Thai price, and with that great view there at Turtle Beach. When do you open the beach houses? Okay, the bookings are open, I think, from October the 6th or 7th. And so you can book from October. I've got 2 bookings already. I've got a booking in December. I've got a booking in March. I think the booking in March is for the Turtle Festival. So I've already got 2 bookings. But the bookings, you can book now anytime after October the 7th. So today we're going out buying plants so we can plant out the backyard. When we arrived there 2 months ago, you couldn't see the backyard. It was just up to here with weeds and trees and detritus. It's been a major job clearing the backyard and preparing it ready for replanting. We've had to put some paving in. Been a big job, the backyard, but I think it's going to be a really nice place to spend some time. And we're going to have a barbecue out there, sitting areas, lounging areas, and eating areas. Will there be a B-Day? No, there is no B-Day bill, but there is the ubiquitous bum gun, the water spray. Yes, and it's got plenty of power as well. So no B-Day, but you can pick up that handgun and go to town. Good luck. Mercedes trip with Steve. No, Steve will not be in the car. I'm sorry. You can visit Steve if you want when you're up here, but he won't be coming to the airport to pick you up. Are they going to recreate the floating market in Pattaya? How much time is it likely to take? Well, it looks like about 20 to 30% only has been destroyed. Well, I mean, completely destroyed. But I think they will certainly rebuild it. And they'll probably put in better fire sprinklers. But I'm pretty sure that they're going to reopen soon, allow people to use the other 80% that is not affected, and that they'll rebuild that section that was destroyed. But I'm not 100% sure. Warren Williams, wow, Airbnb get their cut, 14% additional cost. Anywhere else you can promote. Well, at the moment it's only on Airbnb. I am looking to put a website where you won't get the additional costs, but Airbnb provides a world reach for world bookings. And yes, you pay for the pleasure, both the person booking and also the owner of the property. But that's just the way Airbnb works. Now, at the moment, we've got a 20% discount for the first 2 months. So we're trying to keep the cost as low as we can. But yeah, I mean, Airbnb is a business and they provide a huge global reach. So people looking for accommodation, the first thought, outside of hotels, they'll probably go to Airbnb if they want a non-hotel type experience. And they've got the platform and the reach. So yes, we both pay for that pleasure. According to Steve, broccoli is available in the village. Yes, could be. You'll have to check with Steve on that one. No, you mentioned a trip with Steve around Thailand. Did I? At some stage, I was going to try and encourage Steve to come with me in the blue Mercedes on a road trip to Vietnam, because I've always wanted to do a trip from Ho Chi Minh City to Hanoi or the other way around. But we've found out that there are so many problems getting a permit to drive in Vietnam. It's not going to happen anytime soon. I mean, it won't be happening in the next year, but maybe sometime in the future we might do that road trip in Vietnam. I think that would be very interesting. Steve's never been there. It would be great to hear his comments as we go, because he's quite the raconteur. Drop the 90-day report, says Don Moisen. Residence proof is shown at visa renewal. The propose of 90-day reporting is informing on foreign residents. Financial penalty should be imposed on violators. Thank you very much. I think Agoda Booking are more popular. Andy Smith says, yeah, look, Agoda and Booking.com, they'll provide a certain experience, mostly for hotels. But Airbnb often provide a different experience where you can rent a whole house, you can rent a room in a house with the residents still living there. So it's providing a different experience. Airbnb is not Agoda. It's not Booking.com. If you want a hotel room, Agoda and Booking.com are going to give you Hotel.com. I mean, there's plenty of others. They're going to give you lots of options. But Airbnb provides a different experience. Not perfect, but it's what we can use at the moment. Oh my God, Saigon to Hanoi is a very long way. I understand that, Brett, but I thought it would be a fascinating trip. We'd probably do it over about a week and plenty of stop-offs along the way. Rachel Masters saying, Han Schellenberg, Thailand will need to update the building code for having fire sprinklers. I think also Booking.com and Agoda will bring more coverage. Not sure about their dollars fee. Yes, Booking.com and Agoda.com also take commissions. It's not just Airbnb. I mean, you think these people do these platforms for free? I mean, there's a lot of work involved. Now, some questions that came in during the week as I move away from our... If you want to see the property, go to the description. It'll take you to our Facebook page and you can go from there. Now, we had some questions come in during the week. Here are some of them. And Ryan Power, how do you personally feel about all the broccoli shops? I spoke to some locals when I was in Phuket this past summer, and it seemed that many were not too crazy about them. I personally have a live and let live attitude towards such things. I'm much the same, Ryan. I don't care what people do in their spare time. I don't care what people ingest into their body, as long as it doesn't affect me or my family. Now, as far as the tourist areas, if I'm walking down Bangla Road and I smell a whole lot of cannabis smoke, I'm not going to be very happy about that. Keep the smoke to yourself. Go to somewhere private. Go crazy. I don't care what you do or how much you smoke. I just don't want to be smelling that smoke when I'm trying to enjoy the tourist area along with everybody else. The same goes for people drinking alcohol. Stay in the bars. Don't wander around the streets being drunk and disorderly. I don't want to see that, and I don't want to run into you or any of my family whilst we're trying to enjoy our time. Live and let live, for sure. Farang Lau, hi Tim, looking forward to the show. How much awareness is there in Thailand of global issues, would you say? Thai media often explains the changing profile and low numbers of foreign visitors in the kingdom by citing graft in airline prices, blah, 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 blah. I can't recall reading anything that mentions the cost of living crisis across Europe, the huge downturn in China's economic activity, or the ongoing war in Ukraine. All those things are reported in Thai language media, infrequently in English media, because of course if you want to read about those things there's plenty of other English language sources. But as far as we're concerned, you go to any of the English language publishers, it's mostly going to be about, well, you know, visas, tourism and things like that, and the sort of stuff that I report. If you want to learn about all those other world issues, yes, the Thai media do report them in Thai, but it's unlikely to see a lot of that stuff reported in English language media in Thailand. Hi Tim, says between drinks, is it true Thailand could join BRICS? And given the conflict in Ukraine, would this be perceived as leaning away from the West? Quote, Bangkok received an invitation for the BRICS summit to be held in South Africa. Okay, let's have a quick talk about BRICS, BRICS. And just very briefly, we go to the Wikipedia page. BRICS is a grouping of the world economies of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, formed by the 2010 edition of South Africa to the predecessor BRIC. The original acronym BRIC was coined in 2001. The BRICS nations encompass about 27% of the world's land surface and 42% of the global population. Brazil, Russia, India, and China are among the world's 10 largest countries by population area and GDP, and the latter three are widely considered to be current superpowers or are still emerging. Let's go down the page and have a look at what the current situation with BRICS. There was a good map, so this might help things a bit. So there's a world map, and we can note, can we? Details. Nah. That's not helping me. Can I go back? How do I go back? The ones in dark blue are the current member states of BRICS. And if we zoom into Thailand, we can see it's orange, which means it is currently an applicant to join BRICS. So all the countries in orange are considered applicants to join BRICS in the future. The countries in pale blue will join on January the 1st, 2024. So BRICS looks like it is indeed a sort of a growing and growing in popularity. Pretty much will be like an economic bloc in the same way that there are many other trading blocks around the world. So that's just a quick look at BRICS. Hopefully that answers your question. And we go to another question. What's included other than accommodation at your properties on Turtle Beach? For clarity, I recall you mentioning an airport pickup and concierge type services. Or am I mistaken? This is from Brett Border. Oh, Brett, you're really into it today. Yes, I think the services and the amenities are pretty much listed at the Airbnb site. If you have any questions, just put a comment on the Facebook page and I'll answer that as quickly as I can. How legit are the pharmacies in Phuket, says Ryan Powers. Do you know anything about how well are they regulated? In other words, anytime I buy medication at one of those local pharmacies, can I be sure it's the real thing? Look, generally around Thailand, you are able to buy a lot of prescription drugs just across the counter. Some pharmacies more than others, and not all prescription drugs. Certainly things like codeine, anything with codeine in it or pethidine, there's none of that available in Thailand. Pretty much either on prescription or at a pharmacy. I used to use a thing called Panadine Forte, which was like a paracetamol mixed with a codeine, a low amount of codeine, which was an excellent painkiller after you'd had like a dental procedure or like really strong muscle pain or something. But that's not available here in Thailand at all. Now, I did get some drugs during the week for my sciatica. I don't really think you want to hear about that. But oh, wow, they're working really, really well. They are available across the counter, but they were prescribed. But I told the hospital, no, I don't want to pay your ridiculous prices. So I just took the doctor's prescription and was able to get those just across the counter. Even if I didn't have a prescription, I would have been able to get those drugs. I can't remember the name of them. I shouldn't be mentioning them anyway. But generally, you can get a lot of things, but you might have to shop around a few pharmacies until you are able to find exactly what you're looking for. Are they regulated? Sort of. Thai style. That's about the best answer I can get. And welcome, Tim Newton with an E. Otherwise, it would be Tim Newton. Big joke. Thank you very much, Timo. And last YouTuber who actually invited me was a long time ago. Because in my comment I said, you're invited to join us on Saturday morning. So thank you very much. And to some more of your comments here. Will Thailand pharmacies accept foreign prescriptions? Ooh, that's an interesting one. Well, you might be able to get it, as I said, over the counter. Or you might have to pop into a Thai clinic and get them to re-prescribe with a Thai handwriting that nobody can read. Nobody can read it, not because it's in Thai language, just because that's the joke about doctors' prescriptions. Affirmation, meditation and motivation says, I have places in Bali, KL and Cairns, Australia, looking in Thailand now and listed on a few places, and Airbnb is by far the most popular. Approximately 80%. Hans Schellenberg says, my US doctor told me she cannot write prescriptions to Thai pharmacies. Well, you're probably right. I mean, Thailand's just got different regulations. So if you do have a prescription from a foreign country, you're probably going to have to drop into a hospital or a clinic here at pretty very low cost and get them to rewrite that prescription for you, or depending on what the drug is, just going to a Thai pharmacy and see if they'll give it to you over the counter. Thumper Squid, hello wonderful people, just got here, I'm late. Just wanting to make sure I've covered all the... yes, I've covered that one, and So there's one other thing I wanted to talk about today, so I'll go to this story. And this is from Nation Thailand. By the way, good morning. I was barreling along here. I don't want to forget that you're out there as well. Nation Thailand reports Thailand ranked 29th amongst 87 best countries in the world. We have a lot of these surveys, but let's see how this one reads. Thailand's been ranked 29th amongst 87 countries, mentioned that, by US News and World Report. Last year, the kingdom was ranked 28th among 85 countries surveyed. The ranking measures the global performance of countries on a variety of metrics. Switzerland is the best country in the world for 2023, followed by Canada, Sweden, Australia, the United States, Japan, Germany, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom. Right, the United Kingdom and Netherlands, according to the Washington, D.C. based digital media outlet. Among ASEAN countries, Singapore's ranked 16th, Malaysia 38th, Indonesia 41st, Philippines 43rd, then you've got Vietnam, Cambodia, and hardly surprisingly, Myanmar last at 80th. Iran is at the bottom this year, and we've also got Belarus, Lebanon, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Serbia, Honduras, Myanmar, Algeria, and Cameroon. Countries I think most of us would be choosing to avoid if we get the opportunity at this time. And so there's just another one of these international surveys. And the report said that a substantial agricultural sector and competitive manufacturing industry have kept Thailand strong and growing with low poverty and unemployment rates. And it was also reported that Thailand is one of the world's most visited countries, though tourism accounts for just 7% of gross domestic product. Reported between 7 and 20%. You take your choice on how much of a reflection of the GDP Thailand's tourism is. Widely reported, obviously, some of those figures, I don't know how they arrive at them. And the report says Buddha figures are ever present in the land of smiles, where bustling modern cities are juxtaposed with ancient ruins, glistening beaches and gilded temples. The nation is home to the acclaimed Thai massage and cuisine that is known to balance sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and spicy flavours. So there you go. A report from US News and World Report. And Thailand will up in the top third of countries voted in that report. That was from nationthailand.com. We'll finish today by going through just some of your latest comments. And I don't want to miss anybody. Wonder where the US ranks. It was in that in the top. So I think it's in the top 10. So there you go. Public hospitals can write for few hundred Thai baht. Private hospitals a few thousand. So you'd have to get an appointment with a Thai doctor at a clinic or a hospital. Pretty much just walk in. And you will be charged for the doctor's consultancy fee. It's going to be cheaper at a clinic or a public hospital than it would be at a private hospital. Perry Hicks says, hello, Tim. Thank you, Perry. Paul Hazencam says, agreed. Depends where you go on the island. Still plenty to tropical paradise to see. And Darwin Stubby, thank you for noticing. But cool shirt, mate. Yes, I've got this shirt. I've got two others, which you'll probably see early next week. Bought them on Lazada. They arrived 2 days later, and perhaps I could get a size smaller. This one's a little bit on the large size, but that's nice and comfortable in this sort of heat. A nice silky, well, obviously it's a sort of fake, but it's not fake, but it's a polyester, but it feels quite silky and shiny. It's very, very comfortable. 140 baht. So I think that's a good price for a nice shirt. See how it'll go in the washing machine, but I think it'll be fine. So Lazada, great. They deliver it to you. What's wrong with that? Sorry, but who is in the jar behind you? I see it almost every show. There's nobody in that jar. That's just a sort of a Chinese-style vase. That there is actually my old dog. Molly is in there. That's her cremated remains. I sort of haven't really had time, but have I got the book? No, I won't go and get it now. But Molly was a border collie. Had her for 12 years, and yes, she was cremated. And I was going to spread her ashes at Naihan Beach. I just never get around to it. But I tell you what, I know once I get up to Tai Muang, I will make the time and we'll scatter Molly's ashes out across the Andaman Sea. Stuart McKenzie says, I was able to renew my Australian prescribed drugs at a local Talang hospital. Talang is a hospital in Phuket. After I met with the doctor, very reasonable price and 3-month supply. Since that, I've simply renewed at the pharmacy. So there you go. Bright shirt. Wouldn't miss Tim in a large crowd, says Rachel Masters. Yeah, to hell with it. I'm going to start wearing these bright shirts again. Okay, so let's see if we've got any other things to say before we've got Dusty about to invade the set. Sure thing, Tim, but booking and Agoda commission up to 25%. Yeah, look, all these booking platforms, they're all going to charge you a commission. They're not just doing it for fun. I think Airbnb, considering the service they provide, is quite cheap. You going to come and say hello, Dusty? Come and say hello. She might come and say hello, she might not. Cats are a little bit unpredictable, as you will know. Out of all the things I'm worried about when I move, Dusty is a very big cat. She used to be twice this size. She's been on a diet over the past couple of years since she moved in, and she's much happier, but she's about 13 years old, and she still loves playing with the younger Dina. But yeah, she's a lovely old cat. Nice. You can, oh no, don't go up there. I think we could have problems with you pressing buttons by mistake. Might pop you over on that chair. There you go. So I'm pretty worried about how the cats are going to go at the new location. Cats don't usually move very well. Muhammad Wang says, Tim Newton today is all business on the left and party on the right. Isn't that true? Yeah, got... depending on sort of which way I stand, party, or no, the other way around. That's party, that's business. Thank you very much, Mohammed, for noticing. Agoda and Booking are for B&B and mini resorts as well, says Frank in Thailand. Yes. However, Agoda and Booking.com sometimes require you to have a hotel license if you're in Thailand. Now, they've just changed the rules for the hotel license so that I think there is a minimum of 10 rooms now for you to be considered a hotel. So, a 2-bedroom home is not considered a hotel. So they've actually raised the bar for the hotel licenses. But sometimes, not always, but sometimes Agoda and Booking.com require you to have a hotel license before you can list there. So, look, I'm going to have to check that out. I've only just put the listing up on Airbnb this week. There will be other places that people can book. The problem you have once you start booking across the different platforms is keeping on top of all those different platforms. That people book here, the booking's still open on this platform, so it can get very messy. Then you have to get a third party software, things like Lodgify, for example, Cloudbeds is another, that then links with all those particular platforms to make sure that it keeps them all updated with the bookings and the cancellations, etc. Then you've got to pay for that software as well. So it starts when you've only got 1 or 2 properties to get very expensive. So at the moment, we're just going to stay with Airbnb. We've got the Facebook page. I might have a website. We'll see how we go. But I have investigated all this quite a lot. But I mean, I appreciate your suggestions. But it's sort of something I have gone pretty deep into. The costs, though, just really add up once you start getting more platforms. And it gets a bit unwieldy. And I want it to be simple as possible. Okay. Stay away from that ex-con. Not sure who you're talking about. I like the Bangkok Post, says Kevin S. Oshiro. And the Bangkok Post is still, according to similarweb.com, the most popular English publisher of news. By a long way, actually. So, yeah, Bangkok Post, I know a lot of people don't like it, but it's still the most popular news publisher here in Thailand in the English language. By a long way. Frank in Thailand, Amsterdam made broccoli smoking illegal in the old town due to the smell, not yet enforced. Can't find it on Airbnb. Jim Hollins. If you go to a link in the description, it'll take you to our Facebook page for Beach House Thailand, and you can click on the link there. It's definitely on there. A lot of people already seen it, and the link seems to work. But I think it takes maybe a couple of weeks for things to be found. I mean, Airbnb have to decide how they're going to sort of promote you and stuff. It's all part of the algorithm, but I'm doing everything I can to make sure it's easy to find. There's a link in the description. You don't have to go looking for it on Airbnb. Thailand has already officially announced an interest in joining BRICS. That's correct, Mikhail. So they're an applicant, and we'll obviously watch that with interest. As far as it showing some sort of pivot away from the United States, I mean, Thailand's not really into pivoting one way or another. Thailand will now, and as it has continued to do so in the past, play all sides of the cake to make sure they keep everybody happy. They want to be friends with everybody, including China and the US. They're not going to be playing favourites. I'm pretty sure about that. Will Thailand pharmacies accept foreign prescriptions? I think we've already addressed that. A couple more, and then it's time to go. ASEAN Now website can help. I'm not sure what with. ASEAN Now. Yes, that's the old Thai visa. Tim, talk about the weather again. Just kidding, please don't. Okay. More to chat about then in this YouTube. If someone books direct through you in the nightly, is the nightly price reduced as you won't have to pay Airbnb? Says Street Glide. Yes, you can book directly with me, and we've got our rack rate, and you will avoid some of those costs with Airbnb. There's a Facebook page in the link in this description that you can click on, and you can send me a message. So yes. And finally, KJ says a lot of folks don't seem to get that most Southeast Asian nations will have to play both sides. This is just the nature of geopolitics for the smaller states. I think very wise words from you, KJ. Yes, the Southeast Asian nations, they've got their own fish to fry. They've got their own reasons for doing things. Obviously, the economies in this part of the world all doing fairly well in Southeast Asia, except Myanmar. And they're going to try and keep trading with both China and the US into the future, I'm pretty sure. And that's about it. So thank you for joining us for the last hour and a half today. It was great bringing a bit of the latest Thai news, some opinions, some interesting topics, and hopefully we've answered a few questions. I really appreciate those people who have supported the channel. I acknowledge you. I thank you. It's much appreciated. It keeps me in these crazy shirts and keeps me in petrol costs driving from here to Tai Muang at the moment. I could have renovated another beach house for the cost in petrol of driving up every day or two. I think I've spent, 40, 50,000 baht just in petrol over the past 2 or 3 months to do the drive up and back during the day. Moving full-time in about 2 weeks. I think, I'm not sure of the exact date, but it's all booked in, and everything will be moved out of this place, including that painting and that light and that Chinese vase. And I'll be doing the program from the Tai Muang Beach, as we're calling it, Turtle Beach. And Eileen, my goodness, Eileen, thank you very, very much for your kind and generous support. Eileen says, look for me to book in January 2025. Thank you. By the way, later in December and January, the costs are a little bit higher. Why? Because that's the most popular time for bookings, and like everybody else, I'll be getting in for my penny. But we do provide that full concierge service. If you stay more than 3 days, we'll pick you up at the airport in the pale blue Mercedes, and I do look forward to meeting those people that come and stay. Thank you, Eileen. Very, very much appreciated. And it's great to have you all with us, by the way. Tomorrow, we've got Grumpy Old Men with Steve Ross with an E, and we're doing the program from the Memory at On Hotel in Phuket Town, Old Phuket Town. Talk a bit about that hotel. and some other quite interesting items. That's coming up in tomorrow's Grumpy Old Men. Monday to Friday, we do our regular news program. Thank you for the great numbers. Thank you for the support. Thank you to all those people for your generous donations. And I look forward to seeing you all next time on TNT.